Hey there, everybody. Today I'm here to break down how James McMurtry plays his great song, Just Us Kids. This is by request of Price Oden. Thank you very much for watching and for the request. Happy to help out. This is a tune that was the title track from James's record, and I believe that's 2006. It's a great song, one of my favorites of his to play. A couple things here just to get started. It's got a lot of sections. There's a lot of like 5 main phrases and variations thereof that we're going to have to master and then stitch together to make the song. A couple things in the description below. I've got a link to my short demo on the double drop detuning in general, how James uses it, and especially with the capos and so forth, because that's where we're at for this song. We're in double drop D with the capo on the 2nd position. I've also got a link in the description to my most recent performance, the full song in a live stream from the middle of December. So please go check that out to see the whole schmear. So let's dive in here. The first thing we got to learn is that intro phrase that I was starting with here as we opened up. Starts in now because we're in double drop D, and I've got the capo on the 2nd position. I'm not going to be like constantly changing. Oh, everything's a step higher. Oh, this is a B minor shape. Oh, that's actually a C sharp minor. I'm just going to say B minor because just pretend like the capo's not there. So we can all speak the same language. And because if I try to make those transpositions, I'll mess it up. Guaranteed. All right, so we're going to start with the main shapes we're going to use in this song is a B minor shape, then an A shape. You can either do it barred like this, or you can do it with your fingers, especially if you want to add a little extra jangle. Then the home D shape, of course, the home shape of the D, double drop D tuning. I tend to do it with these 2 fingers because I almost always got something else going on here, but you'll see as we go through I also have to drop down here, do it with these 2 so that I can do that. And then the last a couple more shapes here. We got the E minor. You got to take an ordinary E minor that you have here and add this because you're down 1. Beautiful jangly sound. And the G shape that we come back to again and again. So let's start with the intro. That's the B minor shape to the A shape to the home D. Repeating that a few times. That's a good thing just to get in the groove, being able to do. He does that twice and then starts singing. Had enough of this small town bullshit, not staying in school. Now, what I consider a full verse of this song is when he includes this next phrase we're going to work on here in a minute. So you're doing all the talking and you just keep quiet. And that little thing. The first verse, if you want to call it, to me in my head, it's like 2 half verses. The 2 first halves, and it puts those together twice. And then he goes and does the full verse each time there on out to the end of the song. So that's just the B minor, A, D, and then ending on the G. So, making good dough, working with my brother, cleaning out pools. That's the G shape. He does that again. Going out to California, man, it won't be long. Soon as I get my license, gonna be gone. That's the 2nd time through the first half twice together. Now he's starting on the full verse proper with the next thing. With oh, knock it off, Johnny. Man, you living in your head. You ain't even got a car and those chicks won't believe a word you said. Now here, this is the next phrase. You're on the G, and we're gonna be walking down to end up at this E minor, and it's just start with the G and just kind of plunk your finger down. Okay, so I tend to use these 3 fingers on that chord. My index free, so I'm starting with the 2 fingers on the 5th fret here. Sorry. Slide them back up. so that's our second phrase here, is that you can stop there again on your way up if you want. Up to you, add a little texture. And that's the lead into the chorus. Just us kids. All right, so that's our next phrase we're now going to learn. We're 2 in. That's the chorus thing, and it's an A shape to the G shape to the D shape. Fairly straightforward. Just us kids hanging out today. Oh, I jumped to the last chorus, sorry. Just us kids in the park at night, hanging around beneath the vapor light. Got no drugs, and we got no guns, not even bothering anyone. Alright, so it's the same chords we've been using. A, D, come home to the D. And you can see I'm landing on the 2 fingers here and not the first and third, excuse me, on the first and second fingers here, not the first and third, because the next thing he does, this is what I do anyway, to fill in and after the chorus, before the next verse gets rolling. You can hear that in this record version. He's got something going on there that basically follows that melody. So let's have a look at that now. I'm starting. This is probably maybe the fiddliest bit of the whole tune. Starting with this position here, 2 fingers, or first and second fingers, and I'm just kind of lifting this finger up and just starting with the jangle, because I'm going to land my 3rd finger on this position of the D string, and then land on the barred A chord. Let's do that again. And then go down to the G, and I'm going to have to run it up with my index finger. First time through, you do the whoop-de-doo up there. Second time through, you land on the... So it's just putting those 2 things together. And then it's back to the verse. Don't have to wear a necktie. And then that verse is just like the one we just did. So, and actually the last up, that's it. That's the main verse. Last time we hear the main verse. Alright, and then we've done the chorus now a couple before, so that's what comes next in the song. And then after the second chorus, it's kind of a bridge. So let's have a look at that. It's you know, we could really have it all. That's the same phrase we were doing as part of the verse. Back and forth. I can take retirement in 10 years. It's a damn short move. How we ever get here? Back in the chorus, just us kids hanging out tonight, running along and he goes. Repeats the chorus a couple times, you know, just us kids hanging out, watching our long hair turning gray. And then typically, he'd probably repeat that last line a couple times, like on the recorded version. Not so skinny, maybe not so free, not so bad as we used to be. Not so skinny, maybe not so free, not so bad as we used to be. All right, so those are the 5 main phrases and how they fit together. You got that intro thing that lands on the G. Oops. And then those 2 together are stitched together for the first verse. Then the full verse adds that drop down to the E minor and slide back up piece. Then there's the chorus, 3 chords, A to G to D, and then the riff. So those are the pieces. I hope this is helpful to everybody who wants to learn this tune. It's a lot of fun to play. It's really a rockin' great song. So have fun and keep the requests coming. Happy to help out. Take care.